call a taxi or get arrested? Would it be worth to simply drive while intoxicated? The answer to both of these questions is a simple no. I will inform you on the dangers and tell you how many people are affected by drunk driving annually, directly and indirectly, the cost and punishment that comes when arrested for being under the influence, the psychological impact and the impact on your personal record for getting caught while drinking and driving. Now, drinking and driving is bad to start off and can cause many problems for you and the people around you. Drinking and driving can result in emotional cost. The action of driving while intoxicated can devastate many people physically and psychologically. If the action escalates to a level of where there is collision, then it is very bad for both sides. According to Edgar Snyder's article from 2012, at least 31% of all traffic collisions are related to alcohol usage. Many times people die because of these collisions. Annual deaths caused by drinking and driving, according to an MADD statistic article in 2011, there were 9,878 deaths due to alcohol usage, and a total of a staggering 1,213 deaths in Texas alone. Now this shows us that there is a clear and present danger, especially to our youth. Teens from the age of 16 through 24 were involved in 28% of all alcohol-related accidents. Some were the aggressors and some were the victims. According to an MSN article, the $10,000 Ride Home from 2009, it states that 1.4 million people were arrested because of DWI. Now these statistics show us that this is a real problem, considering many people don't get caught, and if they do, it can turn out to be very expensive, because according to the same article, the fees of being arrested for driving while intoxicated can add up to a staggering of $9,500 to $16,000 based on the area where you get caught. Now, one of these consequences that I have known from experience by viewing family is that you can have a breathalyzer machine that gives you a breathalyzer exam when you want to start your car, when you're driving, and if you fail to take the test, the car will shut down and the authorities will show up, and this worsens your chances of fixing your first problem. Now that I have stated the average amounts of people who get arrested annually and give an estimate of how much you will pay for the crime, I will make a transition to a more psychological impact for the aggressor and victim, and how this can be set on your permanent record and ultimately and potentially ruin your life. The action of driving while intoxicated can devastate the people around you. Now, deciding on drinking and driving is not the action that only affects you, but puts people in danger around you, such as pedestrians and other drivers. But if someone dies, it could be considered a reckless manslaughter due to drinking and driving. If it is your first and second time, it is considered a misdemeanor. In Texas, if someone gets hurt, no matter if it's your first DUI, it is a felony. Now, with all the charges put up, this could affect your personal record in negative ways, because it would be hard to find a job, because most of the time employers would easily disregard someone with a felony or a misdemeanor on their records. And even though you pay off the fees and other penalties, people will still see you as the drunk driver and will always be judging and labeling you like, hey, he's a drunk driver and he got caught. How can he be so ignorant and not take care of himself? Now, many of these factors come into one thing that could have been avoided by a simple phone call to a taxi, or simply by using public transportation, or even walking. I hope I have expanded your knowledge about the dangers of drinking and driving. I hope my examples and facts have opened your eyes to the dangers of drinking while intoxicated, and to think twice before you ever consider doing this action. There are many ways in which you can prevent this, and this action, such as calling a taxi, assigning a designated driver, and even walking home. Drinking and driving is dangerous and should be avoided at all costs, because it is better to be safe than sorry.